Mine's never good.
That is impossible.
I'm not a functional human, so.
You're just lucky I'm here. Like,
Wow.
I'm a non-functional human.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
evening.
Hello.
Welcome.
So, we have our new recording system up and running, and I believe it is actually going to be streaming properly. So, this should be a much better experience than last week.
We shall see.
So, here it is. Gaia Squadron. A Thirsty Sword Lesbians game. Part 3. Again. So, last time we did some stuff, and we have to redo it all. But that's okay, because it'll be even better this time. Plus, I forgot some stuff even more, so we'll be able to do that. And hopefully get everything on track. So, let's start off with the most important thing that I missed. And that is the end of the... Let's see, where is it? I've got too many papers. So, there is one important move that every character has that we take care of at the end of every session. And I've got it printed up on here somewhere. I mean, if I don't have it on my printed sheets, that could explain why I forgot it. But it is the end of a session move. And the end of a session move is what happens when... Oh, here it is. When we finish a session. Really difficult stuff. And it is bonus experience points for everybody involved. So let's go over our episode 2 end of session stuff real quick. The first thing is we're going to run through this checklist and see how it goes. The first piece is any PC confess their love. Did any PC confess their love during episode 2? I don't believe anyone did. Any PC struck a blow against oppression or de-escalated a violent situation. Did we do that?
We didn't de-escalate a violent situation, but
You
we
knocked
just
someone out.
struck a blow
Yes.
against oppression.
Okay, so everybody marks an experience point.
I would counter-argue that we did de-escalate a violent situation because we just gained an ally through having Sadie join our team.
Oh,
But those are
that's
the
true. I can see
same.
that.
Right, it's the
Question.
same experience point either
Okay,
way.
right.
It's fun to talk about it, though.
Oh, definitely. The next one. Any PC leapt into danger with daring and panache.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's another experience point for everybody.
Woo!
And then the last one is any player used a safety tool such as the pallet or check-in card.
I think
Nope.
Diedrich did. When I talked about eating the animals or something. Or was that...
Well,
I brought it up.
when you joined in, you added to the pallet. So I will definitely count that as having used the pallet. So everybody marks an additional XP. Now, all of these 4 things that we just went over, any PC needs to do any one of them to score it for everybody.
What?
Sweet.
So everybody is 3 experience points richer than when last we talked to them.
I have leveled up.
Me
So
too.
Did we lose
Are
our
you-
experience from the third game, then?
Yeah.
You know what? Just keep everything that all the experience you gained. But we're going to restore the conditions that you had cleared off because you're just going to have to clear them again.
Okay. That's a fine. I understand.
I mean, yeah, that's good roleplay stuff that we would like to at least touch on a little bit here.
I gained no experience last time. I only cleared conditions because I'm all full on conditions. Nothing but
Yes.
conditions.
Conditions, what?
Hmm.
So, how many people took an advance?
I did.
In advance?
That's what they call the level up.
Oh, I'm going to take one, but I kind of want to role play it in the game if that's okay.
Oh, that's perfect.
Taking an advance means collecting 5 XP.
I have exactly 5.
And you can touch on what you picked up with that during roleplay if you like.
I think that would
Now-
be more fun.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, is fun. Now, Dane and Kayla, you both have advanced as well, correct?
Yes.
Do you know what you want to take, or is that something you want to work through in the game as well?
Mm,
I already know what I picked.
Okay, what you got? You don't need to share it if you don't want to. You can just be like, "Oh, this is so to be sneaky," and
Nah. If anything, Dane has learned that being honest with this crew is probably the best mode of operation. So, what makes a home? If every other PC in a scene has a string on you, your conditions cause you only a -1 penalty instead of a -2 to the associated basic moves.
that is very cool. And Kayla?
I believe I will take Gallant Rescue. That is, when you defy disaster that's about to befall someone else, you can either gain a string on them or ask one of the following questions, even if you roll a -6 or less than 6. You can only gain 1 string per scene in this way on any given person. How do you feel about my devotion, or what secret pain lies in your heart?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Now, with that, episode 3, take 2. We open at the underwater base, deep beneath the waves in the Marianas Trench. The camera zooms past the vast biomes that contain a mini Noah's Ark with all creatures of all types roaming free. We see one of the cultists, and I think we had a better word for those cultists, didn't we?
I don't remember what it was, but yes.
Somebody did have a name for them. I don't know what it was because I didn't name them.
Okay, we'll figure out what it was at some point.
Was it aspirants? Or
Maybe?
Or disciples?
supplicants?
Supplicants. There we go.
Supplicants is the word.
I'm going to go with supplicants. Yeah. That's a good one. I ship it.
So, we see one of the supplicants collecting eggs from a variety of small, flightless birds that may or may not be extinct in the world above. We know you'll be eating good tonight. With that, we cut to the kitchen. In the kitchen, we have Verdant, who was preparing dinner for everybody. What was it you were preparing?
I'm making a chicken marsala with a very exotic form of mushrooms, and maybe not chicken as the meat base. Who
But
knows?
some sort of bird.
Yeah, definitely foul, but in a good way.
And Sadie is in the kitchen as well. Sadie, what are you up to?
Hey, I think I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Is that okay? Where is it? I'm asking Verdant.
It's down the hall. You can't miss
Okay.
it.
I'll be right back. Thank you. Smells good.
Sadie wanders off to the bathroom.
Ooh.
Sure. Yeah,
Maybe I should have told her. She'll figure it out.
Oh, are you still there, Bear? I don't know if you're frozen or not.
Oh, I'm here. Hello.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
Oh.
waiting because this is a scene for the two of you, and I'm trying not to stick my nose into it too much.
Oh, I see. So I when I go to the bathroom, I'm coming out of I go to the bathroom. I try to use it. I assume nothing weird happens.
Well, there's no toilet paper. Instead, you find 3 seashells.
Oh, good. I know how to use the 3 seashells. I saw that movie, so it's good. And when I come out, I smell something strange. And I hear a voice whisper to me. And the voice says, I haven't seen one of your kind in quite some time. Huh? Hello? And I follow the smell into all of the animal habitats. And after a couple of minutes, I make my way to track down a small creature that looks kind of like a combination between a jungle cat and a burrowing mole or something. And it has a little bow tie on as well. And I say, oh, hey, you're like a Carcaxian lynx, aren't you? That's right. I haven't seen someone from my home in quite some time. What brings you here? Oh, I don't know. I'm like having dinner, I guess. What about you? Oh, well, I've been stuck on this planet for quite some time. It's been quite strange. They seem to have deemed me some sort of special species and put me in this strange zoo. I don't really know. I've been trying to figure a way out. Perhaps you could aid me. I mean, I guess. I don't know if they're going to like me taking one of the animals out of here, though, but since you're from my planet, I guess it's okay if you want to come with me. So, yeah, I guess we're going to have dinner if you want to do that. I don't know.
Sadie, did you get lost?
I'm talking to someone. Is it okay if they come to dinner?
Yes.
Okay.
Dinner's for whoever wants it.
Okay, I bring them back then. And I'm taking from the Nature Witch the Familiar, which is a cute, loyal animal companion that helps you with emotional support, but it can also help you with one other basic move, so it's going to help me fight too.
So you've got this little mole cat.
Yeah, it's from my home planet. That's why it can talk to me. It's probably smarter than I am, honestly, but that's okay.
Sadie comes back with this strange little mole cat and puts it right on the kitchen counter.
This is my new friend.
Well, your new friend is still dirty from where you took her. There we go. And I drop the cat into a colander and just start rinsing it off like it's a vegetable.
It hisses at you.
I boop it on the nose.
It smells worse wet.
Yeah, this
Ew.
is I don't know.
Need a bath.
I guess. I mean, I don't need a bath. What?
No, this.
Oh, good. Okay, good. As long as
Who
it's
is
them
this?
and not me. Oh, that's. I don't know. They didn't tell me their name yet. Hey, what's your name, by the way? Oh, what? Oh, well, yes. They call me Lissaron. It's nice to meet you. Yes, can you get me out of this situation, though? I find it most unpleasant. They said their name is Lyceron or something, so I don't know.
I heard them, I think.
Hmm.
Welcome, Lyceron and Sadie. Making yourself awfully at home here, aren't you?
Yeah, I didn't know you had creatures from my planet here. That's weird.
We have all sorts of things here. If you're going to be staying in my kitchen, though, and I plop a bowl of mushrooms that are just subtly off looking from normal mushrooms. Do you know how to separate the stems and caps of mushrooms?
Sure. That's
Okay.
easy enough.
Do that to all of these, please.
All right. I do that with my claws, and then I eat the stems. And I give one of the stems to my new friend, but they don't seem to like it.
So, Sadie, what sort of food do you normally get from the Sputnik?
Oh, they give us these like meals that come in these like bags, and then you have to like put water in them and heat them up. They're not very good. And then there's Mountain Sea Blast.
Why?
It's all that we want.
Mm-mm. Nope. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, it's not that good.
They don't have anyone that cooks? What? How does an army run on bagged food?
Well, I mean, you put hot water in them in the mess, and it like heats it up. It's like freeze dried, dehydrated stuff, and then you put the water in it, like heats it back up. It's okay, you know. You put in some hot sauce; it's not that bad.
Or gesture at my currently in progress.
Yeah, this looks way
Cooking.
better. I'm not going to complain about this one.
You better not.
And as you begin to cook, we are going to cut to Dane or Kayla. Who wants to start us off?
I'll start. So, after the battle, Dane is cleaning their sword and looking over their armor. And I take a wet stone and some oil and begin cleaning my greatsword off of all the imperfections that came from the battle. And as I'm doing that, I'm reflecting on what had happened and elect to reach out to one of my fellow companions who did not have such a great time during that battle. And I grab a very strong bottle of vodka and make my way to Kayla's room. Hello?
Helps if I unmute. There we go.
Just a little.
And Kayla was asleep. She's very, very groggy. I take a few minutes. And hearing the knock, kind of jolt up. And who is it?
Dane? Last I checked, no one else has accent like mine?
Oh, well, could be someone else. Hang on. And you can kind of hear me fumbling around. Kayla realized she needs to put on pants before she opens the door. So. And putting on the pants, Kayla goes and opens the door. What can I do for you, Dane?
Well, I thought I'd come see how you are. I know that today, time, it's a weird time. It was rough. And I figure I would offer an ear and emotional support. And I hold up the bottle of vodka.
Roll to provide emotional support.
Oh, that's with. Ooh. That's with heart. Yes. I'm trying to remember the
heart or spirit. You get the choice.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do spirit, but I still get the -2 because I have so many conditions. I'm gonna spend a string on Kayla, so I'm going into this with a +3. Oh, thank God I did that. That is a 6 on the dice with a +3. That is a 9. Because everything else, because my spirit's +2, so that already cancels out the -2 I'm getting from all my conditions. So
sounds good. So,
wait, I'm incorrect because of my move.
everyone here does have a string on you.
Yes, so it's only a -1 and not a -2, so that brings it to a 10, which changes things.
Oh, that changes things in a fantastic way. You have reached the cutoff to the good part of this. Emotional support on a 10+. If they open up to you, you choose one. I'm sorry. If they open up to you, they choose one, and you choose either one or take a string. And your choices are clear a condition, mark XP, +1 forward, or gain insight for about an obstacle facing one of you.
So, yeah, I pop off the top, take a swig, and then hand it over to you.
And Kayla, I take it, open up the door, gesture inside, and go to get some glasses because I got class. I'm not going to drink from the bottle.
What does your quarters look like?
They're very Spartan. So there's bed in the corner, plain white sheets. There is a little stuffed like teddy bear sitting on the bed. There is a desk with paper and what looks to be like a leather-bound journal and a fountain pen sitting on there. And another shelf filled with alcohol and glasses. Otherwise, not much else. A few books scattered around here and there. And
Dane looks at your shelf of alcohol and then just starts peering and like, did I bring the wrong stuff? Is this not what you like, or is this what you prefer? This looks like finally it's Scotch. My goodness, like fine taste. I see. My.
Fine taste, but I will drink anything, and it's fine.
Okay.
And yeah, I pour a glass. I offer Dane another glass.
I pour us both a healthy serving and clink glasses with you to fighting for the moon and the rest of humanity.
For humanity.
Dane downs it in one go.
Kayla's a little slower. She's a sipper. She's watching you. My eyebrow kind of arches as you're downing it, judging him just a little bit.
Is how fix problem. Yesterday was tough.
Yes, it was quite tough. I was not expecting to fail quite so much at everything I did.
Why?
I should be better.
No. Why do you feel you failed?
So I couldn't save Verdant. I got my ass kicked by that weird new creature Sadie thing. And yeah, just limped back to the headquarters here, and I was expecting to be tougher. I should be better.
From my perspective, you are the poster child of our group. You've come from background and are shining white knight. The face that shows that this is what is right and what we should be fighting for. But you're using a lot of I statements when we are a team. And I don't want you to feel that you are out there by yourself. Yeah, it's tough. So you're not alone. You have us. And I do also view yesterday as a failure as well for my own personal reason. But I don't think you failed. You stood up to injustice. You were taken by surprise, and I was scared myself. You were gone, Verdant was gone, and I thought I failed the two of you. If I'm standing by myself, then I have failed the team. Thought you were both gone and taken. Because I was so focused on vengeance.
Well, you are right. I'm not alone. We can be failures together. And with that, Kayla finishes her drink and pours another.
This definitely qualifies. You may each choose off of the list.
You got a clear condition.
Yes, me too. I'm full.
With that, we cut back to the moon to check up on Dietrich and see how he's doing.
A bit sore from my recent massage sessions, but overall, looking at least one condition healthier.
Yes, your underlings and minions know enough when they see those specific bruises to stay out of your way, because it shows you've had quite the bad day. But you know you're doing a little bit better. Not a lot, but a little. Unfortunately, you get that sinking feeling in your stomach as you see that there are corporate guards when you reach the command center of your space station. We named that space station, didn't we?
Yes, it is Orbital Base Sigma.
Orbital Base Sigma. I believe that was in the missing episode 3 that we did that.
Yes.
So, normally you have your personal hand-picked retinue of soldiers watching over things, but there are folks from the home base keeping an eye on the door, keeping an eye on you, and definitively blocking off the research bay.
I approach one of them. I was not informed that we would be having higher-up officials be guarding our location. What is the meaning for this?
We've received reports, sir, of a delicate situation that needs handling.
Well, that is rather important sounding, and news that perhaps the manager of the orbital base should be made aware of. I assume that it can be found beyond this door.
You're being made aware of it now, sir.
Of course. Of course. Do step aside. I would like to see this with my own eyes.
The two guards look at each other, with some information passing in that glance, and they uncross their space rifle halberds and allow you through.
I enter research.
Inside, you find your favorite technician working away, organizing notes, and in a state of panic.
Gus, what is the meaning of this?
Well, sir, it seems that when, well, it's the black box, sir.
Well, what is it about the black box? Also, where is your uniform?
I haven't left here since last night, sir. I've just been working on this, and this is out of this world. You gotta take a look at these readings, and he hands you a pile of papers.
Certainly, I'll just decipher your chicken scratch instead of you informing me of what it is you found in a calm and reasonable tone.
There is no calm and reasonable tone, sir. It's we got readings on whatever it is they're using to run those suits of theirs. We've got a full spectrum resonance, and we got readings that are off the charts, and I reckon we might be able to reproduce this.
Well, that would be excellent news. Now, how is it that this made its way to corporate before I was informed?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know, sir. I've just been monkeying around down here, and well, last night, an hour or so after you dropped off the box, and that thing makes all the beeping noises, started beeping real loud, and the thing with the little clicky hand kept going clack, 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 and next, suddenly there was guys outside the door, and they told me I weren't going nowhere.
What, has the box emitted some kind of radiation and you're in quarantine?
I think they don't want this information getting out.
Well, it is going to have to make its way out somehow, preferably to the higher command, that they can look better upon our station and recognize the good work that we've been doing, and keep Grayson off my back.
Well, sir, higher command is on their way.
What? Who? Who's on the way?
The head of R&D is due here anytime now.
Ilyana is on her way here. To our station.
Yes, sir.
To this room, to our research department.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Is my hair okay? Is my ponytail all right? And I immediately undo and redo my ponytail.
Well, I'll be able to I'll be able to tell you when my heart stops exploding in my chest. But for now, I gotta get this shit looking presentable because I do not want to be losing my job.
Presentable, yes, presentable. You need to get in your uniform and to...
They won't let me out the door, sir.
Well, then we'll have to make an exception because we cannot have you being presented to Yana herself to her. Oh, she did. And I just start smelling my uniform. We need to prepare. This is very short notice. And I just start tucking the papers that I was roughly handled into some miserable, presentable pile and begin panicking.
Roll to defy disaster.
Well, with a 3 and a 2, and defy disaster uses... Oh, I can learn this. I'm attempting to do this with a swiftness and an elegance that is befitting someone who can be clean and proper, adding my grace of 1, which would be a total of 6. Unfortunately, I have the hopeless condition.
So that's a
that score by 2.
4. Okay, then. You start cramming papers into file folders, and you start putting them into the filing cabinet. And by filing cabinet, that was the incinerator.
Okay, good. Excess paperwork is removed, so now you only have the essentials to work with. Very nice and good and presentable.
And as you turn to step away from it, you crash directly into some sort of large mechanical rig that collapses. There are oil stains all down the front of your suit. And a tear in your pants.
Very well. This can be solved. This is no problem at all. Just need to get back to my quarters, have a quick shower, and get a new uniform put on. Thankfully, I am pressed every morning, as per company mandate. Okay, I'll just be right back in a few minutes, and I leave.
Well, that would be very simple, except the door does not open.
I put in administrator override to get the door open.
Override denied.
I take a deep breath, and I make my way over to a relatively unadorned part of the wall in the laboratory. And with a few button pushes, I open up where Gus's spare uniforms are. Not that he probably is aware that that's where they're kept, but I am also making an opportunity to show him how easy it is to get into his uniform.
You find a nice pile of snacks where those uniforms should be.
Gus, where are the uniforms?
They were taking up room in my snack chamber, so I replaced them with... Well, we got some crunchy ones. We got some salty ones. Those back in the corner there, they're chewy and fruity.
Yum.
I scream into my hands.
And with that,
oh my.
we cut as you scream into your hands. We cut and see Verdant screaming into hers.
Tell your pet to spit it out, or I'm stabbing it.
But They're just playing. Okay, spit it out, I guess. Come on, spit it out. Do it. She's getting mad. Come on.
I've produced a much larger than normal kitchen knife
Okay.
from somewhere. And I'm
It
just kind of
spits it
like,
out. Once
a
beat the knife.
wet and very upset purple eel-like creature kind of like slithers across the table. And it wriggles and shakes itself off and looks at the lynx and then at its master with this like furious kitten type face. Like, well, I think he looks kittenish. You being an actual cat person probably don't at all, because he's a sea serpent, like a mythical type.
Sorry about that,
Chester
buddy.
Chester was just trying to say hello. There's no call for that.
Yeah, Lisseron, that was very bad. Don't do that again. You're going to get us in trouble.
Have you finished the mushrooms?
Yup, all set, miss. Here you go.
Thank you.
Chester looks like a very nice, I don't know what he is, but he looks very handsome.
Chester is the currently youngest member of the brood of serpents descended from the Gloucester sea serpent.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds very impressive.
What kind of a Oh, you're not from this planet. That's right.
I'm from Carcaxia, actually. This is I'm pretty new here, so yeah.
No, that explains it. So, in the 1700s, a
Is that
large
in your
serpent
planet's time, do you mean? I don't know what the 1700s are.
several hundred years ago, by Earth reckoning, in a small town on the northeastern coast of North America. That's a continent.
Is that where we are now?
Over that way.
Oh, okay.
No, we're at the bottom of the ocean.
That's right. We're in the ocean. I do remember that. So this is not part of your continent.
There was a whole sub ride.
No. And yeah, I talked to the submarine and he gave me a tea bag, but no tea. I remember. Yep. I was there for that. That was interesting.
Yes, I was also there when you got teabagged by the sub.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Unfortunately, no one else was, because that doesn't exist anymore. But anyway, in this small town, there's a sighting by nearly everyone in the town of a sea serpent with big teeth and long fins, and it is the most credible in history sightings. The largest sighting of sea serpent in history. Yeah. And they tried to capture it, because of course they did. But it managed to get away and has since had several generations of progeny. And Chester here is the youngest. Get it? Gloucester.
Oh, yes, of course. I understand.
That's
That's funny.
It's an Earthling thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Chester. Yeah.
So, he is a very important friend, and I would appreciate it if you don't allow him to get eaten.
I think that is fair. That is more than fair.
And I kind of hold out my hand towards Chester, and he slows over and like winds his way up my arm and comes back as and kind of flattens and is the choker that I'm normally wearing. Again,
That's nice. That's a good it's a good look for you.
I know. Sadie, what sort of an environment were you in where the people treating you like trash was better than what you were doing before? Like, what is it that kept you at Sputnik for so long?
I've got a question here. I can't tell whether this is you trying to offer an option for an opportunity for emotional support, or if you're trying to figure her out.
It is. Ooh. I'm going to try and figure her out.
Okay.
And
Figure
then
it
offer
out.
emotional support based on that information.
So roll to figure her out.
Chester's sort of whispering in my ear as I do this, after having closely observed Sadie and Lissaron. So I'm using my Eerie Companion move to give myself +1 on this check. Uh, 9 on the dice, +2 wit is 11, +1 from Eerie Companion is 12.
So you get to ask 2 questions, now or later in the scene. Now, as a reminder, these don't have to be literal questions your character asks. These can be things that you ask as a player that you're figuring out through the conversation.
Okay. So, Sadie, how long have you been at Sputnik?
Oh, about I'd say about a year and a half solar time.
Is Cartaxia that different a orbital rotation?
Oh, that's what they use for their universal time thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know too much about your planet, so I don't really know what, like, if it's the same or not. But like in space, they go by usually like a universal time because, like, you know, it's just easier for people, I guess. I don't know.
Pretty self-centered of them to call it universal when it only applies to this planet.
Mm. But yeah, I guess I got lost. Well, I was hunting, and when I was hunting this creature that's kind of like a, I don't know. It's like I draw a picture of it and it looks kind of like cross between like a chicken and a lizard. It looks like this, and it's about a little bit bigger than Lissaron here. And I was hunting them because I was hungry. And I kind of live in the desert area because that's where my tribe is from. Anyway, I was tired and it was really hot. And there was like this place that I like a house. So I went in and rested in it, but it wasn't actually a house. It was like a spaceship or something. And then I fell asleep in it and I didn't know that. And then it took off and I woke and they had left me on a space station and I didn't really know what to do. and there was these flyers that said join Sputnik, and they said they'd give you food and stuff and all like the free drinks you wanted. And I didn't really have anything else to do, and I didn't know how to get home, so I joined up so I could get food, basically. And yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
So how do you feel about Sputnik?
I don't know.
It's me using one of my questions.
Diedrich's kind of, they give me food at least, so that's something, but they are pretty, they have, the things they care about are kind of strange, I guess. So, I don't know. They're not very fun, and they just seem like they're always trying to like do stuff and like come down here and track everybody down and stuff. And I'm like, I guess, sure, but it's really not ideal, I guess.
So you became a bounty hunter just because?
Well, I didn't have a way to get home, and I had to eat, and I'm really good at tracking people.
You could have become a soldier or a janitor or any number of other options. Seems like bounty hunting is a fairly dangerous career for someone who only wants to eat.
I could fight pretty good, and I also am the one thing I'm really good at is tracking. So those are like my two best things.
That, I think.
So those kind of like, that's what they said bounty hunters do. So that's what I did. They fight and they track, and that's what I do. So, the same skills you use to track game in the wild can be applied to people, really.
I wouldn't know. I try to spend as little time tracking things through the wild as possible. Though I do track things through libraries and scholarly pursuits and now the internet. But I guess that's probably not the same.
I'm not really much for computers.
I wouldn't have guessed that. So what do you hope to get from the Gaia Squadron, aside from a meal?
I didn't really think it out that far, honestly. You were offering food, so I came here, and you guys seem okay. And you've been friendlier than Diedrich's been so far. So that's nice.
Meanwhile, up on the moon, Diedrich sneezes.
Yeah, so it's been, I just got here, so I figured see what's going on. And I don't even know what you guys really do so far. I know a little bit because of your dossiers, but,
Dossier? They have files on us?
Oh, yeah. They got files on everybody. And they have like this whole information squad, and they take pictures of people with like spy satellites, and they do all sorts of wacky stuff with their computers too. They got like these computer guys, and the computer guys like know all sorts of things. Like, oof.
Wow. I knew all that, but wow, that is a very unhelpful explanation.
All right, well, this one's yours. You can see it if you want.
What?
We're friends now, so I guess it's fair to show it to you, right?
What? Have you looked at this?
Briefly. I have to go through it. I kind of blush at that.
Unless they are significantly better at information gathering than they have shown themselves to be in the past, somebody stole some photos of me that they shouldn't have. and put them in an official file.
Oh, I think that was like one of the lieutenants. She takes a lot of pictures, and she has this weird place where she takes pictures with like fancy lights and like velvets and things. And I don't know. I don't go in there because it's kind of weird. But
Is she like this tall, long, like blonde, red hair?
oh yeah, she kind of has that red, sort of like a strawberry blonde thing going on.
Wears fishnets all the time?
Oh yeah, you know her?
Yes. Yes, I'm acquainted with Mila. She's my ex.
With that,
And,
we are moving back to Dane and Kayla. How many drinks have you gone through by this point?
Half that bottle's gone. It was full when we started.
And how well do you hold your liquor?
Normally, Kayla would hold it pretty well, but we're drinking quite faster than she is used to. So, it's looking a little sloppy.
This is not Dane's first rodeo. Like, Dane would drink paint thinner, like, and just be, yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
I like you, Dane.
I cup your cheeks and look deep into your eyes and say, I like you too. I'm rather envious of you for since I joined here. Thank you. And Dane kisses you on the forehead because Dane is a little bit afraid to try anything else right now.
So, it sounds like somebody might be smitten with somebody. Is anyone declaring themselves to be of the smitten condition?
Dane is smitten.
So, Dane, your playbook says what happens when you declare yourself smitten.
Oh, what circumstances or subsequent deeds could make it possible to forgive this past?
Oh.
Am I, or nope? Oh, nope. I'm sorry. Wrong one. Wrong section. When you become smitten with someone, say why, give them a string, and answer this question. Why do you think they would be wrong to forgive you? Okay. So, Kayla gains a string on Dane. And Kayla would be wrong to forgive Dane because of Dane's colored past. And not just that, Dane is still trying to figure out who they are without Sputnik. And that's a dangerous place for them. Because there's always the fear of sliding back into comfort in what they used to be a part of. So, yep, that's the answer to that question.
Yes, it is a dangerous place.
Ha!
You just stole my pun.
I did.
Because I was trying not to interrupt the scene.
I'm allowed to interrupt the scene.
The power has gone to their head. None of us are safe anymore.
Let's see. Kayla's going to look up at Dane and like to try to figure him out.
Them.
Them, sorry. Them.
Dane is in, by the way, clothing wise, not in armor right now, but
I would hope not. Your armor is based off of the Sputnik model. Therefore, your stuff is like 15, 20 feet tall.
Okay.
You're like the big brute armor, while they're running around in spandex with like fancy shoulder pads and wings.
Okay, that changes my inner picture of how that is. Got it. Because I was picturing like Destiny, like Titan armor of just like, I'm not 15 feet tall, but I'm still bulkier than everybody else.
If you're let's work on this real quick. If you're in like the like super most advanced elite Sputnik armor, it's still going to be like 10 feet tall, just because they have to incorporate a real power system, whereas all of these magic fancy people are wearing like leotards with magic powers.
Got it.
I mean, Sadie doesn't. I feel like Sadie is also just like rolling around like in her street clothes.
Sadie had, well, I have basically the piecemeal marauder armor that's like part metal, part leather. It's not powered or anything. It's just like.
Oh, and I feel like it's more for show than anything.
Yeah,
like you're more bulletproof than the armor is.
Yeah, I'm big and strong.
I'm sorry, but when you said Sadie rolling around, I just pictured a cat
for the comfort of the other shit.
Wardrobe malfunction.
So, Dane has shaved sides of their head. Their hair is about fingers length on top, and very Spartan militaristic clothing that they're wearing right now. So it's rather androgynous for what they're looking physically, like outward appearance wise right now. So and you're rolling to figure Dane out.
Yes. And I will spend a string because I have minuses to just about everything. It's like, it's me. It's plus wit. So I rolled a 10. So it's 14. It's plus 1 wit. Yeah, 14.
And you have -2 to that also, though, right?
Oh, yep, that's right. So 12.
Okay.
Still
a really good roll.
Yeah. Only a 12.
Only a 12.
Only a 12.
Yeah.
So you could ask 2 questions, now or later in the scene.
Okay. I will ask one, what do you love most?
Now, are you going to ask that directly, or are you going to just like
Claire.
pick it up from the conversation?
Yeah, we'll try and pick it up from the conversation.
So you can ask that, and then Dane can just tell you what it is, and like frame it. Well, you figured out that this and that. Like, let's say you really like boats, as an example. Okay, you could say like,
"Oh yeah, boats."
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
So you could be like, well, you can tell from the wristwatch that I'm wearing that has a boat on it, and that my T-shirt says like "Regattas are us," and I'm wearing a little skipper cap.
And some boat shoes.
Yeah, definitely boat shoes.
Thank you, Lance.
And your playlist is just I'm on a boat, boats and hose. I'm on a boat, boats and hose.
I'm sailing away.
Careful, don't want to get us.
I know, copyright.
That being said, sticks forever. I will fight anyone who doesn't like sticks. Not even kidding.
So as you ask Dane this, Dane's hands kind of drop and they're taken aback. And they really have to think about that for a bit.
It was the player who asked.
Oh, so
Yes.
sorry.
The player asked.
Sorry. Dane is currently struggling with that because they're in a big moment of transition. Because originally the answer would have been being part of the Sputnik organization because it's what they've known a majority of their life. Right now, I'd say what they're loving most is the freedom that change is allowing for them.
That is a great answer. So, as an example of how you might work that into something, would be like, and again, this is just an example for the players at home and for the people involved for future things. You can do something like, you can see the strain on me of having about the transition and moving away from being a part of something bigger and being and belonging, but you can sense a joy in the freedom that this new world has presented with me, and then that way you can like kind of answer it within the question. I mean, within the narrative. It's
I see what you're going with.
yeah, and we will have Sadie joining us again in a minute, so nobody worry about Lance/Sadie. They're doing okay.
I'm still here. I just can't see me. I'm incognito.
Sneaky.
Cognito burrito.
But you've got your answer. Sorry. Unless you want to go over all that again, but...
Oh, well, I was going to take, to kind of get used to things, a little direction from what you just suggested. You can see when there's training going on, there is some flashbacks like going on, like that middle distance stare of how things used to be for Dane. Yep, that was my team, being a part of this growing challenge and being a force of quote unquote heavy quotations there good, because clearly that's not the case. But at the beginning of our fight, standing up to Dietrich, there was a passion there that you could definitely see when Dane spoke and confronted Dietrich in front of the other workers of Sputnik. That this liberation from the yoke of Sputnik has allowed for an exploration into who Dane actually gets to be.
Great job.
Thanks.
And now you can continue. Now you can use words because I can't. Yeah, feel free to continue that conversation or ask another question or do whatever you like. Also, as a reminder, you have additional questions you can ask when you roll to figure someone out that are specific only to your playbook.
I forgot about that.
Thanks for your patience, viewers. We are still working all this out ourselves.
It's a lot to remember. Okay.
Don't get into all the moves I forgot and how many strings I should have on people that I don't have.
And Kayla will look up at Dane. And how still a little obviously drunk. How could I get you to properly kiss me?
Dane has been afraid of going into situations with uninformed decisions since joining you guys, and will always ask questions about everything to try and know as much as possible, because they are so afraid of making the wrong choice by taking something away from people, whether it is being like the boots to the ground and I am taking away your freedoms. But in this instance, it is, I would be taking away an intimate decision for you. And by not having any inside information as to if it is okay, Dane doesn't feel it is okay to cross that boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Just then, the dinner bell rings.
I guess it is time for us to go, eh?
Probably. Be a good idea.
Put your pants back on and get to the fucking table. I swear to God.
Sorry, Mom.
Are there cameras in here? Are we actually on Sputnik facility?
Shh, what? You're not supposed to know about that. Oh, crap. What? This isn't, ooh, go back to sleep. Ooh, I mean nothing.
Is our privacy really just being violated that drastically? My goodness.
This is all a dream. It's not part of the simulation that you've all been forced into without your knowledge or consent. I mean nothing.
Speaking of Sputnik, back to Space Station Sigma. I got that right, yes?
Close enough.
What was it supposed to be?
Orbital base Sigma.
Orbital base Sigma. I feel like you have that argument with people all the time.
What
It's
about
getting-
Sigmas? I forget. I don't know.
Like, oh, you're from Space Station Sigma.
No,
Yeah,
fuck
that's where I
those
work.
guys.
And it's very important, the distinction, because there is a Space Station Sigma, and it's where they send all of the like derelicts and the Gomer piles that they can't get rid of otherwise. And it is orbiting like some small asteroid somewhere in the Kuiper Belt. And nobody wants to accidentally think, you don't want them to think you're on Space Station Sigma. You're on Orbital Base Sigma.
It's a very important distinction. We want to be Sputnik's best, not their worst.
Exactly. And as you're daydreaming about this from your orbital base, the doors open. And in steps a woman. Slightly above average height. With long brown hair held back in a ponytail. She is wearing a dark blue bodysuit with Sputnik logos down the sides of the legs and a flight jacket over it. She enters the room, hands in the pockets of the jacket, and she smiles and nods towards you and Gus.
Ilyana Sputnik herself, thank you for gracing us with your presence here on the orbital base Sigma.
No, no, you do not need to be thanking me. You are here doing the difficult work. You're in the field and you are collecting this data, and well, I am only here to supervise, to try to figure out what it is we're working on here. And I've heard good things.
Indeed. During my last skirmish with the... Apparently their name is the Gaia Squadron. During my last
Are
skirmish...
they from a cartoon? I think I remember seeing something about that when I was young.
Yes, something about wedding rings or something truly childish.
I mean,
They gallivanted around and began to assault our station, and
gallivanting is a word I would only associate with a cartoon super squad.
indeed. They attacked our Amazon base and attempted to derail our oil digging. So I used the opportunity to load up one of our very special suits with advanced sensor readings.
I heard that suit did not make it back.
No, but I did make it back with the suit's black box and all of its recorded information.
And what sort of information would that be?
I take the piles of intense paperwork, which has no doubt only grown in the time between then and now. And
This is smells of ash. Why are some of these papers half burned?
well, in the haste of scientific discovery, some things are left in precarious locations, as the information seems to never stop coming. Isn't that right, Gus?
Well, oh yeah, sir, I've got this thing in the corner here, so if you'll excuse me, and he begins hitting a experimental engine with a wrench.
That's Gus, our resident head researcher, ever at work, and
It does look like you have been elbows deep in the work yourself. She looks you over.
Yes. Unfortunately, my presentable attire has been tarnished as a result, but...
No, it is okay. This shows you are willing to work with your employees and do the hard work.
But of course. Anything for Sputnik, anything for the moon.
You do not need to toe the line quite so hard. We are all here for the same reason, and we do not need any jingoism on the base. We are here to learn.
Oh, that is reassuring to hear. And learn that we certainly have. And I begin to go into detail on the resonances and all of the seemingly limitless potential. Whatever batteries that they have to create readings of such an enormous scale, we simply need to have this for ourselves. The amount of work we could do as Sputnik.
Do you wish to use any moves while you're going through this with her?
Show me your moves.
I I've been moving closer towards her during all of this time, and with some of the specific paperwork, I am handing to her and keeping my hand still touching hers in the exchange. If we could get our hands on this, everything would change. And your record is immaculate, and the amount of work that I know you could be capable of with this. Miss Sputnik, I know that you could change everything.
Sounds like you are rolling to entice.
Well, in fact, I am. The move has a particular name, but it isn't quite as straightforward. But it is a move called Lust at First Sight.
Ooh, and how does that work?
Well, when I become smitten with someone I barely know and declare my undying love and give them I can declare my undying love and give them a string on me. And I would also be taking +1 forward to any act I think might impress my interest.
I see. I think this fits that.
I want to see the future that you can bring us all to. Name it, and I will see it done.
These readings are this energy source. These I am impressed. You are a hard worker. You are intelligent, and she looks over at Gus in the corner. Your employees, they seem to love you. I would like you to bring this to one of our Earthbound research stations. These readings, as best I can tell, they harness energy that is latent to the planet. I'm not certain it would work up here. But if you will meet me at that base, I am certain we can make magic happen.
I turned beet red. Of course.
Sounds like she's trying to entice him.
I shall arrange for the delivery myself. I shall ensure that it makes its way onto the land.
Where is this research base?
It is located in the German countryside, not too far away from the Romantic Road.
And what is the name of this base?
Well, I want it to be good.
I think we've already got the answer. This
Yes, I approve.
is Ground Station Sigma.
Yeah, it's Ground Station Sigma.
Perfect.
We've momentarily lost Sorrel, but she should be back soon. So, Ground Station Sigma it is. This could be the opportunity we have been waiting for. It appears we have a means of tapping into pure, boundless energy that is clean, and this could power nations and bring humankind to a new world. I must go get my research supplies.
Of course, of course.
She looks at a small device on her left wrist. No, I'm sorry. She holds up a small device attached to her right wrist, and using her left hand pushes a couple of buttons on it. There, I have raised your clearance levels. You will have no more troubles here.
Thank you. I truly appreciate this in the emerging times that we are now in.
Keep this safe. This information is worth the lives of millions. She smiles gently and leaves the room. It's dinner time. How is everyone seated at the dinner table? What sort of dinner table is it? First.
It's a large, round table that has a spinning section in the center so that food can be put on it and spun around so that everyone could get at it. And it's got many more seats than there are currently people at the table. Definitely like...
Ooh, spinny thing. Ooh.
Stop it.
So is everybody seated equidistant around the table? Are we clustered towards one end?
I'll sit next to my new friend Verdant. And in the seat next to me will be my new friend Lisseron.
Now, I imagine you have like a stack of magazines for him to sit on so he can look over the edge of the table.
Yes, we have some phone books.
Phone books, huh? I guess we are really preserving everything from Earth down here.
In fact, you can see the lights from a Blockbuster from here.
Oh, it's beautiful. Let's go rent a VHS.
Now, new
You know
laser.
about
What is this?
You know about VHS? But...
I came here briefly about 30 years ago. Just never mind. It's part of a science experiment. It's unimportant. It's unrelated to the dinner.
Well, everyone dig in. I made plenty. Especially since we have our new friend Sadie here.
Oh, I
Have
should...
as much as you'd like, Sadie.
Looks really good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted to say, though, too, that I'm sorry for, hitting you a bunch of times with my sword. Miss, I don't remember your name, though. I'm not good with names. I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm Sadie.
Kayla.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry I hit you a bunch of times, and I'm sorry. I feel bad. And also, you know, I feel guilty about everything that happened. So I feel like I should give you these. I'm not supposed to, but the thing is that I could get in a lot of trouble if they find out because, Diedrich would be real mad. Don't tell him, okay? But I'm going to give you these, and you don't have to tell anyone, and I won't tell anyone, but I'm supposed to use them to track you down. But I've already found you. I'm kind of done tracking you down anyway, so why don't you have them? And then Kayla, I give you your little dossier. And then out of my pack, I take like a huge one that's like super thick, and I put it in front of Dane. Here you go, Dane.
Sadie, I would like you to roll to provide emotional support.
Okay. Well, I'm still guilty. Well, I was trying to do this to basically get rid of my guilty condition.
Yeah, and you can definitely get rid of your guilty condition while you do this, but I'm also using this as an opportunity to let everybody else try to clear a condition.
So would I still have the penalty or not?
No, I think this clears your guilty condition before you make this roll.
Okay. Oh, and I have my friend. I say, try to do something supportive. I don't know. Like, what do you mean? Just go sit in their lap and like, you're a cat, right? Like, yeah, okay. No, that's fine. And so my cat goes over and like tries to like purr up to you and be like cuddly to aid in my emotional support.
No. My question is, does this cat, like this mole cat, does it does it purr like a normal cat, or does it make some sort of disconcerting noise?
It's almost like a psychic kind of like buzzing.
So it's kind of like brain doping.
Yeah, but I think it sounds very pleasant. It's pleasant on my planet.
So make your roll.
Okay, let's see. So there's a heart-based. Well, yeah, heart, because that's what I'm better at. So we'll go with that one. Let's see. So I roll a 4, but I have 2 heart and +1 from my friends. So that's a 7.
So with a 7, anyone who wishes to open up here, possibly by talking about the contents of your dossier, can choose one thing off the list. Don't all jump up at this wonderful opportunity I've graciously given you all at once.
Yeah, clear some conditions.
I was just in a more recent scene, so I was going to let
Blah, blah,
else
blah,
go.
blah.
Okay, fine. I'll go then. You lost your chance. I'm glad that we can be here together to eat. It seems that we've had a lot of hardships trying to prevent us from getting here, and most of them are caused by Sputnik. Hopefully there's no embarrassing and maybe incriminating photos of you and yours as there are me in mine. But that's past, I think. And we're here together now to move forward. And I kind of like open the folder just like as a prop for this, and I see one of the folders again, one of the photos in there again. I'm like, God damn you.
Sorry about that. It is good lighting, though. I mean, yeah.
Yes, it is. And I definitely look spectacular in it. But those were not her photos to share into Sputnik files. But I guess since we're friends here, would anyone like to see?
I mean, I probably have already seen them, but
Hell yeah, let me see.
I slide over the folder, which
Verdant.
has.
Would you like to roll to entice?
Yes, I would.
there you go.
I'm going to spend a string on Kayla. Because my heart's -1 and I'm not good at these sorts of things. But, like, damn it, I'm proud of these pictures. So I rolled a 5. -1 heart is a 4. +3 from the string is a 7.
With a 7, Kayla can either give you a string or choose one thing off the list.
There we go. I'll get a hang of that unmute button eventually.
Someday.
Someday, one of these days.
Meanwhile, we got Dane dancing.
My computer told me, like, hey, you gotta plug that thing in. And I'm like, yes, you're right, I do.
Well, Kayla is going to look at those pictures and blush quite a bit and give Verdant a string. These are quite nice. Yes, the lighting is fantastic.
Right. Mila has a bit of a gift with the lens. And it helps that she had such a good canvas.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of that, I felt bad about everything that happened, Verdant, and I drew you this nice picture, and hopefully it makes up for, me not being very nice before and everything. And I put down in front of you, like on top of your dossier, this beautiful, like charcoal drawing of you. And like you see, and basically it's just like beautifully drawn. I already rolled actually. So I got a 6 plus 8. So I got an 11 on it. And you see, like, basically when I was drawing it in the flashback, you can hear my cat talking to me like, yeah, I got to make the eyes rounder, because it was helping me with emotional support. So it's like whispering to me, make the eyes rounder. And so, yeah, I got an 11 on that. And it's this beautiful charcoal drawing of you.
What role were you making?
Should be heart.
No. We're wondering whether it was an entice or an emotional support.
It'd be emotional support. Yeah. Because I thought it might make you feel better.
Feels pretty enticing.
Well, you've already got an option now, Verdant, to choose one item off of the list. And now you have the option to choose another one if you like.
I am quite taken aback by this drawing. I was not, being honest, I was not expecting anywhere near this level of quality of a drawing from Sadie. So I'm going to mark XP and take a +1 forward. And I'm also, I think, maybe a little smitten with Sadie right now.
So, when you become smitten, what happens with the spooky witch?
So a weird or interaction of moves, but I think I'm just going to go with one. So when you become smitten with someone, say why, give them a string, and answer this question. What obvious thing about you are you sure would make them reject you? So as I said, I love this drawing. I'm very touched that you took the time to sketch me so well when we've only just met and we were enemies a couple hours ago. And I'm not weird in a cute goth way. I'm weird in a like, why is she allowed on the streets unaccompanied way? And
I get that too. I mean,
that's why I don't feel most people would accept me. And that's been my experience that they don't. And you can have a string on me.
In addition, because you are smitten with Sadie, you may choose an additional option.
I guess I'll mark another XP.
What you chose last time, if you remember, was insight into an obstacle facing you.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, and that is going to be put on the shelf for the moment. And we'll bring that in just a few minutes. First, we got to check in with Kayla and Dane.
I mean, we're all here together.
Well, yes, but they have not yet replied to the dossier move.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. But I only looked little, so I just had to do my job.
All right, there's no pictures in mine, so we're good. At least not that I'm aware of. And then all of a sudden, Kayla panics and starts flipping through her dossier.
You see me
Damn,
like
that's
hide a picture in
disappointing.
my back pocket. No.
No, okay, no pictures. We're good. Just a bunch of, old arrest warrants and whatnot. It's fine. Got quite the record.
So, if you would like to open up, you can choose something off the list. But that involves you emotionally responding to the situation.
Yeah.
If you want to hold off, Dane looks like they're ready to go.
I'm gonna hold off on that for now.
Dane, the bus, you're under it. Go.
I am staring at this dossier, and as everyone's talking about, like, oh, there are pictures in mine, Kayla goes like, oh, there aren't any in mine. I just stare at mine and go, there is a picture of almost every year of my life in here, from age 10 till now. Yearly, annual physical records, reports of missions, reports of growth charts, scores, all of it. My life is in that folder. You want to know? Open it up, read. It's all there. Every last bit of it. So, I have nothing to hide. Ask me what you will.
I mean, I didn't read most of it. I only really needed to read the recent stuff. There's just so much in there. But I mean, if you took the photos of your different ages, you could make like a nice collage, maybe. I don't know.
I'd rather not, but it's appreciated. Thank you. Dane pours a healthy serving of that vodka that they brought to the dinner table and just immediately chugs that. So when do we go next? Yeah. This is life now, yes?
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Listen, here at the table, we eat away our sorrows. And you participated in our last mission with us, Sadie, even though you weren't on the side we traditionally celebrate. You were there. So, I made sure to make plenty of food so that you could eat as much as you want and be full on good marsala.
Excellent. That's so great. Thank you. This is way better
emotional support.
Yeah, you should. I like that. I like being supported emotionally.
So I am using spirit because, again, my heart isn't very good. And this is more of a function of my integrity in feeding people rather than being actually in touch with my emotions or theirs. So I rolled 9 on the dice plus 2 spirit for a total of 11.
So, Sadie, if you'd like to open up to this emotional support, then you get to pick something off the list, and so does Verdant.
Okay. Well, I would say that I really appreciate this. This is the best meal I've had in quite some time. What I have to eat up on Sputnik is usually just these packs that we put the hot water in. They're not that bad, but the Mountain Sea Blast is kind of eh. And this is really nice. I really appreciate it. I've been kind of just on my way for the last year and a half of solar cycle, and it's been tough. It's been tough not being able to get home and not having any of my friends or family around, and just sort of working as a bounty hunter to kind of get by, tracking people down so I can get food. It's been hard, and I really appreciate you. Even after we fought, you guys let me come down here and eat with you, and I really appreciate that. So thank you.
I'm never going to not feed someone who's hungry. Except your cat trying to eat Chester. That's not allowed.
All right. Well, they are also sorry.
So you have opened up emotionally.
Yes.
You can each pick off the list. Checking back in with Kayla.
Yes.
I'm going to take a string on Sadie instead of picking from the list.
You got it.
All right. I will. I'll probably just. I
feel like clearing conditions is everything. People are going to be taking for a long time.
I only have one left.
So get rid
How
of
many
it.
did you have?
I only had 2 because I did pretty well in that fight, as you recall.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And then I became feral, which reduced the... I had 3, but becoming feral...
Oh, yeah.
Clear one, so...
Yep.
So I'm going to mark XP, but I think like all of this stuff, like looking at how my feral works, it says that if you feel your bestial neighbors hurt someone you care about, or if you go along with uncomfortable interaction to fit in, I feel like I'm going along with some uncomfortable interactions to fit in through this. So I feel like my feral would probably decrease through all of this.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. So it was at 3, so it'll go down to 2. So I seem less bestial from having my nice meal and conversation.
Kayla.
Yes. Okay.
Can't hide forever.
Nope. So as everyone's going through their dossiers and talking about what's in them, Kayla is shuffling through hers and pulls out one page in particular. It is an old application that she had filled out to join the Sputnik Corporation in their security forces. And then has a big, fat rejected stamp on it. And she puts it on top of her dossier. And, we all have things we're not proud of, but we're here together. And there are no secrets between us. And then she looks at Dane in particular and hands her entire dossier over to them. And I'm an open book. We're all open books. And you absolutely fit in with us here. Feel free to read my entire life story.
I am going to roll to figure someone out.
Sounds good.
I am going to spend my last string on Kayla. I got rid of my angry condition, so I'm not going into this at a -2, but because I spent the string, I'm at this at a +3. You hate to see it. That's a 5 on the dice, so that's only an 8.
Well, an 8 isn't the worst. That's going to give you 2 questions, and Kayla gets 1.
Where is... Oh, come on. I just had it. Don't... Okay, I know one of the questions I want to ask, and it is, how can I best help Kayla achieve her goals? James, is it okay that that's like altered? It's a little altered from the list.
How could I help get you to? I mean, like that's also a very vague question. Let's try to tighten that up a little bit.
Okay. How can I get you to feel less ashamed of your past?
That's a great one.
It is good. Camaraderie, I think, will be big for Kayla. She feels alone quite a bit. Has a tendency to take on a lot of personal responsibility, and would go a long way, or a great deal further, if she was more comfortable with those around her and felt secure opening up.
All right.
Kayla, you get a question.
I do. And Kayla will ask, again, she's quite blunt. So she's going to look straight at Dane and say, What do you hope to get from the squadron?
Dane sits there and plays with the glass in between their worn hands, couple scars from battles past, and then looks up directly into your eyes, Kayla, and the answer that they give you is just one word: redemption.
One more for Dan.
How would you have felt if I kissed you on the lips instead of the forehead earlier this evening? Is what Dane wants to know. So Dane isn't asking this. This is just like me, the player, looking for like social cues of like
right at the table.
Yes.
Around
Yes.
everyone.
No. No. This is the player asking you of like what social cues is Dane just unaware of or has noticed that would indicate that this is okay.
Tell us about how you would have felt if Dane had kissed you.
Well, somehow Verdant knew that there were like pants possibly not being on, so
Oh no. Verdant was talking to Sadie.
That was no. Verdant was yelling to you guys because you were in the same room together for an hour.
I whispered to
you were in the
Verdant.
kitchen together for an hour.
I whispered to Verdant and I say, "Are these two together that keep making googly eyes at each other?"
Maybe, but togetherness is a very ephemeral thing. At least in the Gaia Squadron.
Oh, I see. It's like that.
We still haven't gotten our answer.
No. I was enjoying the banter. So thinking back on earlier, from when Dane and Kayla were alone together, you'll recall that she didn't shrink away, and she did appear receptive. When she looked up to you, you did see a hint of eagerness in her eyes.
With that, I believe we've got almost all outstanding dice rolls resolved. So, the last one is Verdant had a thing where they got information about stuff that's coming up. And here it is. One of the aspirants barges into the room. Which aspirant is it?
Supplicant?
Supplicant Victor.
Supplicants? Was that what we decided on? Not supplicants. Okay. Supplicant Victor. Supplicant Victor comes in. I'm not... well, that way when Victor shows up on camera, we can be like, look, it's Supplicant Victor. I love it. Supplicant Victor... Yes, all of the three primary supplicants you're going to be dealing with are Victor, Pandora, and Lilith. So, Supplicant Victor enters the room. He's a big fellow. He's a little dense, but he's generally friendly. Gaia Squadron. We have we have information. It's important. The Sputnik squad. No, what are we going to call them? The soldiers of Sputnik the Moonanites, I
We
think
just
is what
call
we...
them Spuds. That's what I used to call them in the mess hall.
Okay, so the Spuds. Apparently there has been a delivery of some top secret information to ground base Sigma in Central Europe.
Isn't that also the name of their space station?
Yeah, I think it's directly tied to Space Station Sigma.
You mean the other one? Wait. No, I'm from... Yeah, I worked on Space Station Sigma for a while.
I can
Do you
tell,
mean
sir.
Orbital Sigma?
Ma'am.
Or-
I don't know. Please don't eat me.
Yeah, I worked there too. I don't know. They have a lot of Sigmas, I guess. I don't really know what that's about.
But they have important information, and apparently the fate of the world rests on us recovering it. And by us, I mean you.
Well, that makes me feel much better, Victor, that you won't be joining us.
So is somebody going to say it?
Gaia Squadron. Boots on. Time to kick ass.
He seems disappointed. And that is
You
the
say it,
end
then.
of the episode.
Hooray!
So, with the end of the episode, we're going to remember it this time. End of session. Each player marks XP if A, any PC confessed their love. Everybody gets this.
Dietrich. Yeah. Dietrich did, and
Kissy, 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 kissy.
Dietrich, you got something to say?
I absolutely did.
What is it?
I confessed my love to Ilyana.
Yeah, there you go.
100%.
Did any PC strike a blow against oppression or de-escalate a violent situation?
I mean, the verdant. My cat was eating.
Yes, I will give it to you.
okay. I was gonna say Dietrich managed to pull off not getting fired out of an airlock.
Okay, did any PC leap into danger with daring and panache? Gonna be hard pressed to convince me of this one.
I mean, Dane showing up at Kayla's room with a bottle of alcohol is pretty panache.
Yeah, but there was no danger involved.
Ooh.
The danger of being
Are
rejected.
you sure? Yeah. Romance is the most dangerous of conflicts.
Absolutely. Love is the battlefield.
I think you're not getting that one. Sorry, fellas. And
That's
ladies
fine.
And
I
others.
mean,
Guys, gals, non-binary pals, that one's out the window.
Sadie did head into Verdant's kitchen while she was cooking.
Yeah. So, did any player use a safety tool? No safety tools this week?
No.
Well, that's okay. Everyone still got a total of 2 XP from this session.
I have leveled up.
Awesome, Dietrich.
I'm
I leveled up a
away.
little earlier.
Yep. And with that, we are going to go to the closing scene, the post-credits scene. Dietrich, you get off of the orbital station transport reconnaissance intelligence spacefaring hover vehicle, aka the ostrich, and enter into this city-sized research station on the ground. You are escorted through several hallways, and you are brought to the head of security for the base. Who is it?
Her name is Helga, and she stands at about 6.5 feet tall. She is missing one eye and is wearing an eye patch. And could break any of the other security guards in half, but she's their boss. So she doesn't.
And who on your crew has she had a relationship with?
Grayson.
Are they still together?
No. As far as I know, there was an argument, and they have since not been talking.
Helga smiles as you approach. Ah, Diedrich. Diedrich. Come. I will keep you safe while you're here at my base.
Much appreciated, Helga. It is wonderful to see you.
You did not bring that thing with you, did you?
That thing, well, yes, I had to bring the asset with us. It is of importance.
No, not the asset. The ass.
Oh, you are referring to Grayson again. No, she... Correction. No, they are still in the orbital base Sigma.
Good. Can we maybe blow it up while she's... Well, can we maybe blow it up while they're still on it?
No.
Well, we have the asset here. It would be good for everyone.
No, it would not. There are still many people aboard Orbital Base Sigma who have not had a tumultuous relationship history with yourself.
Oh.
And also, it is technically my orbital base at the moment, so I would very much rather it stay in orbit.
Yeah. Well, I will keep you safe. If any of them Gaia Squadron fools show, I will rip off their heads. As she says this, she crushes a pair of marble, what are those balls called? The meditation balls, just like crushes them in her hand. Well, I go through too many of these.
I don't suppose that couples therapy has been working too well in that case.
You should not be asking questions.
I should not be asking questions. Let us make our way inside.
And the door closes behind you. Thank you, everybody, for a lovely session. I'm going to stop recording now. And if folks want to stay and chat for a little bit, that's awesome.
Woo! Yay! We survived.
Awesome.
No Twitch problem.
Thank you guys for joining us. It's straight up my computer. Just
I want to fight Helga now.
without my computer involved. Oh, you want to fight her? That's not what I got out of that exchange.
You don't get to fight? Well, what you do is you distract me, you throw one of the balls, and then I play